In today's video, we're going to be taking a look here at these current conditions, diving into the upcoming pattern as well as that severe weather. Let's just get straight into things. And first things first, we're taking a look here at our current radar imagery. There's a lot going on here. We have the southern four corner states, especially here, you're seeing some precipitation. So that monsoon activity kind of starts back up again. We see that along the southeast and Gulf Coast, we have some activity, especially there in Louisiana, where we'll take a zoomed in look. But it looks like there is a ton of activity happening in there at this point. And then we can see for the plains all the way up through the Great Lakes, Ohio Valley, and upper Midwest, we have quite a bit of activity happening in there as well with some severe weather. Outside of that, though, we are having a little bit of a quieter morning this morning. Let's just take a look first off at the southwest. As you can see, we have quite a bit of activity here in southern Arizona and southern New Mexico near Tucson. And approaching kind of south of Phoenix, possibly even impacting Phoenix, but definitely south of Albuquerque at this point in New Mexico, mostly along the I-10, I-25 corridor there, southern I-25 corridor that is, but mostly along I-10 there is where we're seeing this thunderstorm and heavier shower activity there in the southern four corner states. We can see that for, I don't know what we should do first here. We'll just work our way up here. We see thunderstorms really building in here for Nebraska, Kansas, Iowa, Missouri. Isolated and scattered thunderstorms really just sparking up at this point for these regions. Very, very interesting. Definitely a thunderstorm type of morning. Very, very stormy morning there for these regions. We see showery activity and some thunderstorms here for the upper Midwest and Great Lakes here. Primarily Wisconsin and Michigan there, we are seeing quite a bit of thunderstorms, even this severe thunderstorm south of Green Bay, north of Milwaukee, somewhere in between there. We were seeing this really bad thunderstorm just south of Green Bay, and now it's going to head over the lake and potentially head towards Michigan, where we'll have to see if that one actually remains strong or if the water breaks it up. Now, we see that there is some thunderstorms along Michigan here as well, north of Grand Rapids, kind of northern Michigan here. We're seeing quite a bit of this activity in here. We definitely need to watch this as well. Now, as we work our way further southward here, we can see Louisiana and northward all the way into Mississippi. We're seeing a lot of thunderstorms spark up in this corridor in here. Look at that. Definitely some downpours, a lot of lightning, and very impactful storms in general. Look at how slow they're moving. These ones in the deeper south, when there is no jet stream around, we see such little amount of wind. And these thunderstorms are able to just sit over top of regions, and that's where we really see this lead towards impacts because of the fact that, the longer it's raining, obviously, the longer we're seeing rainfall coming down, the longer that rainfall is able to accumulate on the ground, the more flooding risk there really is overall. Now, we can see for the Florida Panhandle and southern Alabama there, we have a little bit of some isolated activity nearby. I just want to peek at Florida. Yeah, it looks like we're having no activity there at this point. Kind of a rare occurrence this time of year. We see that there is some showers around for Atlanta and in general, kind of northern Georgia there in general. And as we work our way up the coast, we can see that for the Outer Banks here, we do have some isolated thunderstorm activity happening in here. That has kind of moved offshore. There's another one that is sparked up right there, but also has moved offshore. Now, we're not really seeing any of that activity remaining at this point. Let me make sure we are clear. Yeah, I guess that's it going on this morning. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and move on. And we're going to move on towards that upcoming pattern where we'll take a look at the upcoming storminess, total precipitation, and temperature pattern. And then we'll go ahead and break down the severe weather. All right, now here we are taking a look at the upcoming pattern. Let's just break this down towards Wednesday. This is going to be later on this afternoon. We can see this cold front stretching down. This is what's causing a lot of the precipitation for the plains, upper Midwest, and Great Lakes there. That cold front, and then we see this activity continuing on for the southeast, but not much else other than that going on. Let's work this towards tomorrow afternoon, Thursday the 4th. We see some isolated and scattered activity here in the eastern United States, and we just see these, showers and scattered thunderstorms continuing on, but for the most part, not a whole lot else going on in this region. We're seeing quite a bit of kind of the plains, towards the plains, deeper south, Arkansas, Missouri. I don't know what you'd call that region. I guess the plains. We see a lot of the Ohio Valley there, seeing that heavier precipitation as well. It's mostly towards the East Coast where things lighten up, actually, at this point. We do see some activity here in the Northwest, which has not been the case for a while now. So we're seeing some of that go on. We see some blue in there for Canada, some snowfall. Definitely an interesting phenomenon happening there. of very early season snowfall. We see that the eastern United States is still dealing with storminess by the time we reach Friday, August 5th, so continuation of that activity. We see the Four Corner states and surrounding states starting to get activity by this point as well. Very, very interesting there. By the time we reach Saturday, August 6th, the afternoon hour, we can see the eastern United States still seeing this activity. It just will not stop. We see areas in the west as well for the Four Corner states here, and then surrounding states over top as well, seeing all of this activity in there. So that's Saturday, August 6th, afternoon hour. Sunday, August 7th, we see, again, some of the Four Corner states seeing that activity. But then we kind of see what looks like just the eastern and north central United States seeing just a ton of activity still by Sunday, August 7th. So as we approach later this week, it seems like this activity is really, really going to pick up at a certain point. And we need to be watching closely for that, as that's just going to lead towards, obviously, multiple different impacts. Now, for Monday, August 8th here, we can see this activity continuing on for the eastern United States. It's been almost every single frame that we've taken a look at this point. The Four Corner states has a little bit of that activity left over, but not much of it is left over at this point. Tuesday, August 9th, we see what looks like a cold front stretching down like this, and definitely precipitation along it, which will bring precipitation to the eastern United States again for like the 10th day in a row. Wednesday, the 10th here, we see this frontal boundary of sorts kind of continuing on for these regions, bringing that precipitation into activity. We have a little bit going on for the northwest, a little bit for the Four Corner states, but mostly it's that cold front that's worth mentioning. Thursday, the 11th here, we have some activity here in the southeast, a little bit there in the northeast, and then a little bit here for the Four Corner states. But again, it's mostly this pocket in here that is worth mentioning. And then one more frame here. Friday, August 12th, we have this activity continuing on for the southeast, a little bit here in the northeast, kind of up here, a little bit in here. Very, very quiet outside of the southeast, though, for the most part here as we close out this model run. Now, let's take a look at that total precipitation real quickly. No surprise whatsoever here that the eastern United States sees a ton, and then everywhere else it's very, very quiet. We see the whites are going to be practically no precipitation. Your grays will be about 1/10 of an inch or less of precipitation. Your greens will be 1/10 of an inch to 1/2 an inch. Your blues will be 1/2 an inch to an inch. Your yellows will be 1 inch to 2 inches. Your reds will be 2 to 5 inches, and then your browns will be 5 to 10 inches of precipitation. So a lot expected here, kind of through the middle eastern United States, kind of in here. So not as much by the coast here. We can see the coast sees a little bit less in there. It's more the inland regions, and here it avoids the east coast a little bit, except for the northeast and southeast coast there. But this region is left a little bit quieter in here, as you can see. Now, what we're going to do is move on and take a look at the upcoming temperature pattern. All right, now here's the day one temperature pattern. We have a little bit of cooler air here in the southeast, probably due to that precipitation. A little bit here over the southwest. But outside of that, really warm for the most part compared to normal. We see Thursday, August 4th. We see a lot of blues in here again. A lot of blues over here. Some over here as well in the northwest. But mostly outside of that, it's going to be mostly above normal temperatures. Now, for Friday, August 5th, we have similar conditions. The cold is spreading throughout these regions a little bit here. We see some cooler air also spreading throughout here. So mostly warmth in the middle of the United States, and then for the eastern, kind of northeastern United States there. Now Saturday, August 6th, we see definitely a bit of a cool down is happening in this pocket. This area is warming overall, so we see those blues getting a little bit less abundant in there. Now by Sunday, August 7th, we see definitely there is a large cool down here, and it's moving eastward because we see the west coast warming up. We still see a lot of the eastern plains in through the northeast, still very, very far above normal. Monday the 8th, we have a little bit of warmth left over here for the northeast and the south central United States, but overall, the eastern United States is cooling and the west out here is warming significantly. Now by Tuesday the 9th, it's clear this cool down is going to spread into the eastern United States. We see the east coast here still dealing with some warmth. Also still the south central United States, but overall, the east has now become below normal temperatures. Wednesday the 10th here, we see this continuing on. It looks to be weakening a bit as this big dome of heat is actually kind of spreading eastward. So is it going to head into this region? Definitely a possibility. Thursday the 11th, we see this cool is left over. Then by the time we're reaching Thursday the 11th, it looks like for the southeast, a lot of the southern areas, we have some cooler temperatures left over. Also here for the Four Corner states, but outside of those two areas I circled, and maybe this area as well, you can make the argument for. But look everywhere else. I mean, up and down the west coast, down here, very, very far above normal temperatures is kind of what we're left over with. There is no clear pattern here that we're moving towards, so I definitely want to wait and see. This is going to be something that we're going to be watching for the next 15, 20 days, and then we're going to be approaching fall. So I think this last bit of summer, we're going to have to wait and see what happens. But let's be real, September's kind of a continuation of summer, so we'll see what happens with that as well. But sometimes you get cooler September, sometimes you get warmer ones. We'll have to wait and see what ends up happening this September, as that's kind of the next time period. I guess the second half of August is a bit of a question mark as well. We'll have to wait and see what happens with that also. Now, what we're going to do is move on and take a look at the Storm Prediction Center for that severe weather outlook. Anyway, here we are taking a look at our day one categorical outlook for Wednesday, August 3rd, today from the time of making this video. We have a very large general thunderstorm risk there in the lighter green, where we expect general thunderstorms, but anything is possible, so heat every watch, warning, and advisory. We have the 3 darker green regions there, one for Arizona, one for South Carolina and Georgia, and then one there for the plains up through the Ohio Valley and Great Lakes. That's where we expect isolated severe weather to occur. And then our yellow region there for Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, and Michigan. That is where we have a slight risk at severe weather, where we expect scattered severe weather to take place. All right, now for day 2, which will be Thursday, August 4th, we have just one very large general thunderstorm risk, but that's all we have for this day. There could be some upgrades, and of course, anything is possible, so pay attention. But at this point, we only have a general thunderstorm risk, a very large one at that, for tomorrow on Thursday, August 4th. Now for Friday, August 5th, this will be day 3. We have 2 general thunderstorm risk areas there in the lighter greens where we expect general thunderstorms. But again, anything is possible. Heat every watch, warning, and advisory. We also have that darker green region there for the Dakotas, Nebraska, and Minnesota, and like half a county of Iowa there. That is where we have a marginal risk, and that's where we expect isolated severe weather to take place. Anyway, for today's confidence tab, we're at a 4 out of 6. Still waiting for that tropical activity to start up. We're at a 4 out of 6 regardless, because there is no tropical activity or anything big to really track at this point. For today's patron, I would like to thank you all for supporting the channel, but especially our Platinum patrons, Bill Crates, James Wade, Dovin Nagel, Leonard Band, Mandy Birdfield, Patrick Strickland, Dave Scott, and Donna Carnes as well. I'd also like to thank our Diamond patrons, Bill Roberts, Marcus Connolly, Noah Harley, Michael Kodalesa, Catbite, Charles Dennett, Bill Dallas, Garys, and John Khaleesi also. I'd also like to thank our channel members, Catbite, Theme Fan, and Jeremy Cox as well. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to smash that like button, leave a comment down below, and subscribe for more weather-related content. I'll see you guys in the next video.